So we had a bit of a casualty last night. Jessica seems to have poisoned her own self, since she was the cook, and the water sterilizer. So I'm getting this on the record so that blame can't be thrown at me. So Jessica was a bit bad last night in terms of her stomach. She had to leave the tent a couple of times. And so I think she's gonna hunker down today and just enjoy this location, enjoy this scenery, kind of regather her strength. I'm gonna do a bit of a walkabout. There's a couple of locations, sort of highlights that are worth seeing. And that was the plan for today anyways, is that of all the days for Jess to get sick, this is like the best. I mean, there's no good day, but of the worst, this is the least worst because we don't have to pack up the tent. Series of river crossings at this point to get to the other side of the lagoon, and the water flow is really pretty heavy here. About a quarter of the way to the Laguna that we want to get to, and the whole way up this just brutal ascent. We have an amazing view of the Laguna where we're camped, and just out there you can make out the two near zero tents. That's Jess and our muleteer. Oh, we have made our lagoon. This is Laguna Rasac, and the pass is way up there. There's another intermediate lagoon that's sort of between us, and it's about 3.5 kilometers from here, with something like a good 400 or 500 meter ascent. So I think we're gonna leave that for another time. It is going on noon, and Whimsy tweaked her paw just a little bit, just a little ways back. She was favoring it for a moment, more than a moment. Now she's still running right around and chasing cows and doing everything. So she's clearly doing all right, but I don't know that I want to do another 3.5 kilometers up to the pass. I don't know that I want her to do another 3.5 kilometers if her front wrist is a little bit off. So I think we're gonna hunker here for a little bit and just enjoy the being, have a little lunch, and then we'll head back.
I've been in bed all day. I had some food poisoning or water poisoning or something. I did it to myself yesterday. And so today, Greg and Whimsy, they went and did the last full day's hike. And I stayed here. And it's been fine. I've had some food. I just feel weak. It's just that feeling of after vomiting and pooping and all of that. It's like, ugh. So I've just been here hanging out. And Greg should be back soon. And make one last dinner, and then tomorrow it's a 4-hour hike out, and then we'll be back in Juarez.
Well, I couldn't just let it go. Jess should know that about me at least. So that's the Laguna where we were having our snack, and this here is not a Laguna where one is supposed to be. I guess it's all dried up here in what is technically the dry season. And the pass that was going to be our objective for today is behind my back here. We're going to skirt the edge here of the hillside where it's a lot softer for Whimsy. It's a lot softer for me too. And then that's going to take us back down into the meadow where the first lagoon is. And then I think we're going to be more or less home free. Although that is not a thing you ever say. So we made it back from our solo day hike while Jess has been sick. And as soon as we got back into the valley, two things happened. Whimsy just went absolutely bonkers. She's been chasing cows. Now that we're back at the campsite, she's been chasing dogs. She's been eating and chewing on things. So that's happening. And then the other thing that's happening is it's blasting wind here. Yesterday, it was just absolutely becalmed. But today's day 7 solo hike was wonderful and terrible. Pretty much a brutality of brutalities. It's it's nice to kind of spend some time with Whimsy and do that solo. I also miss Jess, but it really did allow me to kind of do some good thinking about a topic that's been on my mind throughout the whole over the Andes, 8 days of this Wawash trek. And that is this idea of limitations. We did the test hike over the Zorro Pass near Juarez to see, where we were at. And the decision that came out of it for me was very clear that I was not at a level of fitness or capability to be able to carry everything we needed for 8 to 10 days. And I think that was a fair evaluation of my limitations. And then along the way, there have been some times as we've been, cranking up these passes where I've really questioned, if I'm at my limit, if this is all I've got. And especially when I was having a bad stomach and that was going on, I couldn't eat because of the bad stomach. And so it was just feeling awful. And every step was brutality. And again, I'm asking myself, is this the limit of me? And it turns out that that wasn't my limitations, but a confrontation with my ability to continue to suffer through it. And I think that's been my thing throughout this, is suffering through the pain, the discomfort, the chest exploding, the heart pounding, the lungs gasping. And just, it's not been so much limitations as it's been the willpower to continue to suffer and to make yourself suffer more. I've thought about this limitations with Jess as well, because she's more capable than me in most things, and her limitations exceed mine. And her challenge has always been that more of being able to push herself to reach or get close to those limitations. I'm more able to do that, but my limitations come sooner. And then I've been thinking about it for Whimsy. And I think for her, it's clear that her limitations still exist somewhere beyond what we've reached. The Darien Gap did not reach or exceed her limitations. This Wawash trek of 7 to 8 days has absolutely not reached or exceeded her limitations. Her limitations exist somewhere far beyond. And it's been absolutely phenomenal seeing Jess kind of push herself through this, and to see Whimsy develop into this creature whose limitations we really still don't know.